Robcast. Coming at you live, uncut and unrated from Spreaker Podcast and Robcast Radio. So put your hands together, little maniacs, because here's Zombie, baby. And here we go, ready to tell you a bedtime story and maybe even tuck you in. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as you know, I'm Zombie, and we're here rocking and rolling, ladies and gentlemen. It's 91 degrees at noon, and let me tell you something, it's hot. As you know, we always like to start off your show, because it is you, my cheap therapy little maniacs' show, by saying thank you to the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and to the Marines for doing what you bad motherfuckers do to keep our country free. We also like to say thank you to all the first responders, firefighters, EMTs, and last but definitely not least, back the badge, support your local boys in blue, the police officers. Whenever we are all running away from danger, all of you bad motherfuckers are trained to run straight into it, and so for that, Robcast will always give you all mad respect. So thank you to the first responders and our military. And other than that, rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. I haven't felt like getting on the air. I haven't felt like doing a Robcast. I haven't felt like fucking with it. Because you ever feel like the walls are motherfucking closing in? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get ahead. You can't get a fucking break. You know, I did a Robcast earlier this month about how I bought a stolen motorcycle. Then whenever I get with the online venue that sold me the motorcycle that actually, you know, we're going to say the broker of the deal, they informed me it could have been a scam. I was like, no, this was, I was like, hey, do you see a lot of that, a lot of these scams going on here on garage sale? And the administrator was like, yeah, all the time. Like, fucking let people know that shit, man. And don't let those kind of people onto your website. The only way that I'm ever going to have a completely 100% honest and good motorcycle buy and sell and trade site is if I administrate one my damn self. Because we've talked, there are several different red flags on what to look for whenever you're buying a motorcycle, a car, secondhand, especially if it's something that's, at the lower end of the spectrum. As far as price goes. But it's become a thing to where there are more hustlers, there are more charlatans. It even gives hustler a bad name, okay? Because your hustle can be legal. You know what I mean? Like, I build creatures out of rust. Old horseshoes and old rakes and shovels and turn them into birds and crabs. And anyway, that is a hustle. But that hustle doesn't hurt anyone. That hustle upcycles, it recycles, it turns old rusty things into something that people might even think that are beautiful in their yard. That's the kind of hustle I believe in. Now, the dishonest hustle are what we'll call the charlatans, the game players, con men. There are a lot of con men in these buy and sell sites. When they outgrow themselves, they get to where there's more product on there than the administrator can keep up with. And at that point, the sharks come in and they take over the pool. Boom. So, yeah, it's not been the greatest month for me. My water got shut off good 2 weeks ago. They sent me a bill saying it would be, normally you get a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks or a month before they shut your utility off. And I got a late notice, and the very next day I got a cutoff notice. And normally it didn't work like that. I think that it was a mistake that they made, but I said, fuck it, let them make the mistake. And if not, regardless, water shut off. For the first month since January, the second time since December, I've been late making the house note. Don't have it. It's 2 days late. Don't know anyway. I don't have an idea how I'm going to make the house note, right? House and land payment. My phone will be shut off today. it was due. They were sending me a thing yesterday. The Aaron's rent-to-own, they're gangster motherfucking monkey asses. These motherfuckers start calling me on the 1st and my payment's not due till the 7th. They're fucking wannabe mafioso motherfuckers. And I had to half-ass get rude with them and let them know, man, my shit's not due till the 7th. Will I be able to pay it on the 7th? I don't know. And I wasn't able to yesterday, so... And again, if you hear a knock on the door right now, that's fucked up and it sucks because it's probably my landlord. And my solution to that situation is to ask my landlord if he has any work I can do. Fuck, I'll work it off. I don't know what else to tell you. I bought a stolen motorcycle. They kept my money. You know what I mean? I got fucked out of that deal all the way around. I built a three-wheel motorcycle, and that took me a good week, and whenever I got done with that, the engine blew up on it immediately. So it's completely worthless. And that would have been, that really, honestly to God, that would have been my house note, and the motorcycle that I went and bought would have paid the rest of my bills. And whenever something back-to-back like this happens, you know what I mean, then I'm just fucked. I just got to get out there and hustle. I got to pray every day. I got to hope some opportunities come my way because I'm not afraid to work. You know, I have an incredible set of skills when it comes to putting together things that don't run anymore or running my mouth to you all. You know what I mean? Which is, I don't have my 10,000 hours in Robcasting, but I do have way more than that, you know, dealing with motorcycles and also dealing with people. So I've got a little handyman company, and you know, it's you know, it's kind of in a tough situation at this point in time because, as you know, also the Robcast, the town car, the title company wanted it way more than I did because let me tell you something, don't ever get a title loan on your car, okay? $1,000 title loan turns into like $2,700 that these motherfuckers want, and they're gangster about that too. However, I can tell you when they picked up the Lincoln, when they came and picked up the Lincoln the titlemax did, I finished putting in a rock garden at a friend's house, and what was left in the trunk of that car was a used shovel called a trunk buddy, a small, like a half-size shovel called a trunk buddy, that the blade of it was bent in half because it was so used. You know what I mean? Like curled. Because I just put it in a rock garden to use it. Also, there was that black felt, big black plastic, a roll of black plastic, a chainsaw, a shovel. There was a roll of plastic, a chainsaw, and a shovel in the trunk of the town car whenever they picked it up. So who knows what they were led to believe by that. I was just putting in a rock garden. And yeah, and then so just to let you all know this, you know, sometimes whenever you're not, we call it, when you're not, you know, whenever you're not 100%, you know, you don't have money just stacked up for days and days. Independently wealthy, that's the term. Thank you, Flip. If you're not just independently wealthy, then when some of these things hit, man, then they hit right, like hitting you right in the balls. And all I can do, maybe vent to you all about it a little bit. Things always change. Like I tell you all that there's always a creative solution to your situation, okay? So I really have to look at it that way, pray that something good happens. And, you know, like I said, phone's getting shut off today. I'll pay everything as I can when I can. Or, you never know. I have had good luck and knocked a couple of home runs out of the park. I just have to be given the opportunity to hit the ball. You hear me I'm saying? Let's see. On top of that, my sister put my mother in a home, which is not bad, but that's me driving to Friendswood every day to see Mom to make sure she's okay. We went to see her last night, and she's in there. She's got a little roommate, and it's a assisted care facility, which it's sad, man. It's sad, but I hope my pops is looking down. And he's happy that Mother's at least getting her medical help and she's not being left alone and we don't have to worry about her burning the house down and all of these things. So, you know, I went from taking care of my mom and my pop to my mom moving away and my pop going to heaven. So, that was kind of all of 2018 was basically me just taking care of my dad. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't have it any other way. But I wasn't able to work for like 6 months before that. And then as soon as my pops was gone, my mom was gone also. She went to go live with my sister because it was too much. Right there at the end, she like two weeks before pops passed away, 3 weeks, my mom went to go live with my sister, and ultimately she ended up in a care facility. And also what that's done here is also I get a call from Pops's bank and saying that Social Security wanted his money back straight up. Now Pop passed on December 27th, and I went on the 3rd of January and pulled some money out of his account 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row. I'm not hiding. I'm in my personal fucking vehicle. And I've got the card that my father gave me to use. And I'm probably the only one that's used it for the past few months because my father was dying of cancer and I didn't know that. I thought we were in a fight. We were in the boxing ring. We were fighting. No one comes up to you and says, "Hey, your parents dying of cancer." They tell you the situation, and I'm glad that they didn't. I'm glad it was never approached to me that way, and I'm glad that I was totally 100% blind to the fact that my father could be gone at any minute. But I just stood by his side and I helped him, and we fought it right here at his house. So the very last thing that I promised my father was that I would pay off his property, our property, and that I would make sure mother was taken care of, and make sure his dog was taken care of. And his dog, Mooby, got ran over on the 1 month anniversary of my father's passing, and about 2 months after that, to be honest with you, I think probably that mother's probably been in an assisted care facility for the past 3 months. So it's all been a change. It's been an adaptation. It's been I've had to make some adjustments, you hear me? And out of that, we will shift on the fly. We will move forward. We'll grow, and we will prosper. It's just kind of tough, whenever it's already hard trying to make ends meet. And once I get this place paid off, it'll be no big deal. You know what I mean? My bills are nothing. I don't live extravagantly. It just sucks that, I had my car was paid for, my motorcycle was paid for. I had other motorcycles that I had built to sell. So right when Pops passed, I sold those motorcycles that I built to sell, and I actually bought another one and sold it. And that kind of kept me going. And then whenever the bank came to me and said, "Hey, Social Security wants all of your father's money back that you took out of the bank," I was like, "Well, fuck me. So what do? I sold my motorcycle." The month before that, whenever I had gotten behind on this house note, I went and got a title loan on the town car, thinking that it would be something that I'll make this hustle, I'll sell this motorcycle, whatever, and I'll come get the title right back to my car. That's horse shit. You wait more than you've got, I think they say come to find out, they make it look like you got, maybe I can come back within a month and just pay a little bit of interest. But no, it's like over 500 to maybe 700% interest that you end up paying. Especially if something happens and you're not able to make that first payment on a title loan, and then it goes beyond that. It goes beyond 2 or 3 months, you're just fucked. And you know what's really fucked up about the whole situation, right? Is that I offer to take these motherfuckers the town car when I knew I wasn't going to be able to pay. Let me bring you the car, the key, everything, and we'll see what's up. I'll just bring you the car because I'm not going to be able to pay you guys. They were like, "No." Okay, no. Well, a couple days later, they send a motherfucking repo man to come repo the fucking car. Like a jack move. At night, in my driveway, lifting the car up. The dumb son of a bitch pulled the car out into the middle of the road. And wheels were turned, so he's almost hit our neighbor's cars, and he had to stop his wrecker, and he's out in the middle of the road. So what would you do? You know, they don't come fucking ask me for a key or give me a call, let me know anything, right? They do this shit. It's shady as fuck is what it is. It's almost like, and I can tell you that I just made up shit. Dude, whenever I went in there and filled out my paperwork, they told me they needed like proof of income. I went to the dollar store and bought a fucking invoice book. Because she told me, I don't care where they come from, I just need some receipts showing that you've made this much this month. So I just made up names and shit and invoices and took a copy of those in there, and they made a copy of them and they gave me a loan. Well, they didn't double check a motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? If that would have been a bank, they would have told me to go fuck yourself. But this is ultimately what they want to do. When I told them I needed $1,800, they come back with me and say, okay, we can do that. And after you sit there for 3 hours, you know, you're kind of broken down, and you're fucking, if I didn't need some fucking cash, I wouldn't be here to fucking begin with. I wasn't in a dire situation. So once they break you down for 2 or 3 fucking hours, right? Then they lowball your ass. Then they come back to me and say, hey, that $1,800 that you need, that you know that will make you be able to pay this. Okay, let's look at it like this. If I got the $1,800, right, that would have made 2 house notes, and that would have given me another $600 to roll. And for me to roll that $600 means I'll buy a $500 motorcycle. I'll put $50 or $80 or that other $100 into it, and then I'm going to sell it for $1,000. And normally that might take me a week, 10 days. So that was my plan. Well, then they come back at you and they say, well, we can't give you that $1,800 that you need, but we'll give you just enough to pay one, not to get caught up, but to pay 1 or 2 bills and to go get some groceries, right? So I needed $1,800. They come back at me and they're like, we'll give you $900. I don't remember how much it was. Okay? But you take it. If we weren't sitting there broke with our fucking hat in our hand, hungry, bills needing to be paid, kids hungry, car broke down, something, a loved one is sick, something, we wouldn't fucking be there. Why the fuck else would we pay 500% interest? Man, look, the good Lord's looking down and he's saying that shit ain't right. It ain't fucking right. It ain't fucking right. It isn't right how they follow up with it. They motherfucking call you like you fucking knocked up their goddamn niece and left the country. You know what I mean? And I was as straight fucking up with them as I could be. Told them come get the car. So what did they do? I told them I'll bring you the car with the key fob, all that shit. No, they want to send some fucking asshole out here to almost wreck the car. So then it's sitting sideways off the road with the fucking back jacked up. So he's got the body completely twisted, and he's trying to pry the driver's fucking door open on a town car. If you've ever tried to break into a town car, it's not the easiest fucking car to break into, and that's for a reason. A Lincoln's not that easy to break into. So the motherfucker's out there literally with the fucking tire tool and a block of wood prying the fucking driver's door open on my car that I take immaculate care of. Hey, it's not a perfect car, but it was my car, and I took very good care of it. And for them to pick it up and to immediately just treat it like it was just some ratted out piece of shit pissed me the fuck off. He's out there prying the fucking door open on my car. No one asked me for the keys. No one told me they were coming to get it. You know? I offered to take it to them, and they turned that down. Because, why? Because they want that fucking extra. They want to stack that extra $500 towing fee on. And then the storage fee and all these other fucking fees. You already can't pay the 500% interest, so you can add all the goddamn fees you want to it, motherfuckers. Dirty bastards, son of a bitch, fucking assholes. Well, they add all their fucking fees. They take my car. So, well, fuck it. While he was out there in the middle of the road prying on this car for a good 10 minutes, I say, fuck it. I hit the panic button, make the horn go off. Make this motherfucker's life a little bit more motherfucking interesting. So he's already got all my neighbors looking out there, watching them repo my motherfucking car. And they take it. The next day, I'm a driver. I'm at work. I'm getting ready to drive a car from a car lot to an auction. And my phone rings. I pick up my phone. I'm in a dead spot. I can't hear what the lady's saying. She says something about titlemax. I said, look, man, I don't know why the fuck y'all are even calling me. The dude did more damage to the car last night, prying open on the door, almost ran it into the neighbor's cars. He had it sitting in the ditch sideways with the suspension, completely tilted one way in the front and the other way in the back up on the wrecker. I said, so there's no telling what he fucked up or drug loose or pulled loose or broke on the car. It's probably not even worth me messing with. And all I could hear in the back was... And I said, look, I can't hear you. I can't understand you. So after these motherfuckers had called me 3 times a day, sometimes 5 times a day for the past, week or two, they never fucking contacted me again. Never called, texted, nothing. No, they got what the fuck they wanted. They got what the fuck they wanted. And what they really want is to scare you enough to just pay that 500%. And to keep paying. What they really want is you to just keep making the payment on the interest eternally. You're paying... if you get a $1,000 loan, they just want you to come in and pay $300 a month forever. But ultimately, when you skip that 1 month, then you're fucked. It doesn't matter if you've already paid back 10 times the amount of the motherfucking loan. It's a whole fucked up fucking... it's a conspiracy. Why, as to, whoa, the fuck's dick are y'all sucking in order to be able to do business like this? Who's fucking y'all giving hand jobs in the corner to, or giving motherfucking kickbacks to even be able to do motherfucking business like that? Title companies, fuck you motherfuckers. You can lick my balls and suck my dick, and I wouldn't give you that privilege because I wouldn't let your dirty motherfucking monkey ass, shady ass bastards next to my junk. And ask me how I fucking really feel. I do not give up. I'm not... These are things that I have been faced with before. As far as the bills and the creativity. There's always a creative solution out of your situation. The thing that I don't have is time. And people don't understand that. Man, I just need a little bit more time. But the one thing is, I guarantee you, if my landlord comes here and he asked me for the house note, I'll let him know exactly what's going on. I know that they do remodeling and stuff like that, and I worked for them before. We had a great working relationship. It's just something that I quit doing whenever I started doing a lot more Robcasting, and I started doing a little more the automotive transport. Which, man, I get paid $30 to transport a car, to drive it from point A to point B. And that ensures that I at least get to eat 1 or 2 days a week, because I only do that. I might do that 3 times a month. So yeah, on my real quote unquote real regular job, I might make $120 a month, maybe 90, maybe only 30 or 50. But it ensures that I have maybe some ramen noodles or at least a gallon of milk or something like that. I've got a couple of kitty cats. I like to make sure that they're fed and taken care of. But just a little heads up that, I've always had this undying belief in myself that I have the ability to be able to change the world somehow. And it's real hard, sometimes to find the inspiration in order to bring you all a story. And I said, what if you came to him on like one of your worst days? G Money? What if you came to him on one of your worst days and you said, hey, this is what's going on here. I normally pay the house note on the 3rd. Today is the 8th, so it's 5 days late right now. My phone will be shut off at any minute if I don't go pay it. I do not have a vehicle at all, period. Say the bank came to me and they said, hey, the Social Security wants all of your pops' money back. So what did I do? I sold Sandy. I sold the Robcast chopper. I sold my motorcycle for enough to go into the bank, hand the lady an envelope. I set up a payment arrangement with the bank. I said, look, this is, if I'm not in there by the 15th, then I'll come in there and I'll make a first payment. And she agreed to that and blah, 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 yeah. But I ended up going in there, selling the Robcast chopper, Sandy. Sold the chopper, went into the bank. She said something about making a payment, and I just laid an envelope on the desk and said, no, I just need something saying that this shit's taken care of. And then basically, fuck you guys, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? It's just too much. They don't give a fuck, dude. If you're drowning, we're not even going to throw you a motherfucking lifeline. You know what I mean? Unless you can just pave the shit out of our pockets. And then even then, we think you should probably still swim a little bit. Just swim a little bit. You're poor. You're used to it. Just fucking see if you can tread water. But some of us, no matter what, we always put on the persona that everything's cool, everything's fine, everything's going to be all right. And even if we are panicking a little bit inside, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's good to come at you all with the real shit, what's going on in our lives. Open my wallet right now, I have 7 $1 bills. I'm blessed to have that, and that's because I drove a couple cars for $10 the other day. That's a fact. It's just a few miles away, so I drove a couple cars the other day for $10. And I wouldn't have the 7 in my pocket if I didn't do that. So I'm blessed. I have 65 cents in my bank account. So, I mean, hey, we gotta start somewhere, right? And my producer is shaking his head like, dude, these are not things that you should be advertising. Well, this is the thing, man. There are other people out there on this motherfucking planet like me. And we can't give in to drugs, temptation, alcohol, bullshit. Hey, Flip, do you want me to go back to hustling to make enough to support my 21 Vicodin ES habit every single day? That's $700 a week habit. Yet I supported it. You know what I mean? So no, we're not going to go back down any of those roads. We're here to remind all of you little maniacs that you don't have to either. That there is always a creative solution to your situation. You just have to steady the fucking course. I have to paint a clear vision of my future. And if you listen to the Church of What's Happening Now, you say you got to fucking figure out what the fuck you're doing wrong and do it right. You're doing something wrong if things keep adding up, man. And you're, and where I fucked up is buying shit on this fucking Facebook marketplace. Virage sale marketplace, because these motherfuckers, they're the shadiest motherfuckers on the planet, and the administrator should be ashamed of themselves. If they can't keep up with what the fuck's going on in front of you, don't do it. It becomes no man's land, and you're setting a bunch of people up for failure. The people that are trying to actually sell an honest item for a few $100 are being fucked around because the dishonest people have gone out there and they put these bullshit items out there that are too good to be true, and whenever you show up, they're going to hit you in the head, or they're going to take your bank account information over, if you don't see them in person. It's a ruse. And I'm tired of it, man. We're tired of falling for that shit, man. I'm tired of people taking my last motherfucking $100, $200 and then, oh, it's okay. Look, have you ever seen the goddamn movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas? Check that shit out. See how that shit works out for you, partner. You fuck with the wrong person, you're gonna get fucked up. Don't mistake our kindness here at Robcast for weakness. What you want to talk about? Guns like I ain't got none? What you think I sold them all? All to get all day is hate mail saying Robcast fell off? Because I've been in the lab with the pen and the pad trying to get this fucking Robcast off? Look, all I'm saying, hey, I appreciate all you little maniacs for tuning in. What's going to happen tomorrow, I have no idea. But I will let all of you know whenever we land on our feet. Wow! Just like a cat, like we always do. And why do we do that? It's because we're not going to give in to the dark side. We're going to act in a certain way, perform every task to the best of your ability, no matter how small, no matter how big. It will add up to success. So I'm starting out the day to day. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. But what I am going to do is go out and get in it and hustle and make something happen. And at the end of the day, any deal that I make, I'm going to give the consumer, I'm always going to give the consumer more in use value than I take from them in cash value. And if you do that, they'll hand over the cash every motherfucking time. Pardon me. So rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This was just a vent session about what fucked up shit's going on in my life. What fucked up shit's going on in your life? Check us. You can always send us an email. RadioRobcast@gmail.com. 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 That's where you can correspond with the show, vent about your day, tell us a joke, let us know what your creative solution to your situation was. We're also on Spreaker Podcast, the best podcasting network on planet Earth, where you can listen to some other Robcast. Definitely download the Robcast. Download the app, put it in your phone. If you want to start your own podcast, then definitely download the Spreaker Studio. But definitely Spreaker Podcast, the best podcasting network on planet Earth. You can listen to the Joe Rogan Experience. You can listen to the Church of What's Happening Now with Joey Coco Diaz and Lee Sayat. You can listen to the Adam Carolla Show. You can listen to What's Up, Bull with Felipe Esparza. All of that, much, much more. Hollywood Babylon with Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman. All of that and much, much more right here, Spreaker Podcast. But definitely check out Robert Cole, Zombie in Parentheses, here at Spreaker Podcast. Robert Cole, Zombie in Parentheses on Facebook. At Robcast Radio on Twitter and at Robcast Radio on Instagram. And this audio will always be available on YouTube. Or Robcast Radio on YouTube. So all of you little maniacs, y'all have a badass evening. Even better tomorrow. We'll get with you all on another day to see what's what and how we landed on our feet, because we always do, and I know that we will. Also, if you like the CBS show called Big Brother, check out the Big Brother 21 Robcast, also right here at Spreaker Podcast. All you little maniacs have a badass evening and an even better tomorrow. I'm Zombie, and man, I am out of here for the day, bitches. Peace.